When Marguerite finally returned home from Charlotte's house, she was so amazed by how beautiful her bedroom looked. In the midst of all of her excitement, she dropped the box of goodies that Charlotte had just given her. She quickly opened the box to make sure that nothing was broken. She was so relieved that she placed everything carefully on the table at the end of her bed. She didn't want anyone to think that she was childish and careless with the beautiful things that Charlotte had given her. After making sure all her lovely things were intact, she turned her attention to the armoire. And when she looked in the armoire, she found the little dress that she brought with her from home. You see, Marguerite has a tendency to like to make little things, as in little girls' dresses and baby clothes. She actually used to make clothes for her little sister back at home. She hopes that Aunt Bess will allow her to make a few children's dresses while working at the dress shop. Now she's a little afraid to ask after all the commotion in the dining room today. Even though she was a little sad from earlier, when she saw her flowers and thought about Sadie, nothing even mattered anymore. She just knew she was in love with Sadie. Early the next morning, Big Ma and Big Daddy are having a serious discussion, and Big Daddy is very upset.
There's just no room for all that now. What are we going to do with everything, Bertha?
Big Daddy says to Big Ma. You know there's something really wrong because Big Daddy never raises his voice. Big Ma responds sweetly, Now, don't worry about it. I'll figure something out. You just sit down and eat. The ladies with the babies and Aunt Janie were in the music room, and there was a whole nother conversation going on. They were actually whispering because Grandpa was in the other room. I told her she should have checked everything out with the men, said Janie. She insisted this was the best idea. I don't think it was. The other ladies just rocked the babies and shook their heads. Miss Fountain said, But I think she got a really good deal on everything. And Janie said, Deal or no deal, she can't move that stuff. She's going to have to ask the men. Over in the pantry, Aunt Bess and Lillian are having a conversation. Lillian, you're just not listening. I saved a lot of money. It was a great deal, and the delivery was free. It was a good price, and I didn't want to pass up a good deal. Lillian insisted that even though you got a good deal, you should have let someone know, Bess. Now here Grandpa is having a great time in the parlor with the boys, and he can tell that the women are talking really low and whispering, and he's been around long enough to know that when the women start whispering, something's going on. Grandpa figures he'll find out soon enough, so he continues to play with the boys. Meanwhile, over on the other end of the rooming house, there's Sadie. Sadie woke up thinking about the beautiful Marguerite. He's thinking, what will her father say? What will her mother think of him? And does she even like him enough to marry him? A little while ago, Sadie heard Big Daddy raising his voice. He was never heard Big Daddy talk loud like that since he's been at the rooming house. He wonders what's wrong. Even though things have gotten quiet, he still wonders what else happened. After everything that happened yesterday, he doesn't want any more problems. So today, renovations are supposed to begin at Aunt Janie and Aunt Bess's dress shop so they can get everything ready for occupancy. But there was a huge delivery done about an hour ago. And now the men can't begin renovations until they get all of this stuff out of the house. But even if they get it out of the house, where are they going to put it? The rooming house is full. Violet and Isabel were up early to prepare breakfast for everyone at the rooming house when they got news of what had occurred. They were both very upset because they had plans to spend time with their husbands this evening, but due to the delay caused by the unexpected delivery, those plans are canceled. After breakfast, Big Daddy went to talk to Grandpa. Grandpa advised Big Daddy to let Big Ma handle the women and to just get the young men to start moving the stuff. So for the first few hours of the day, Al, Elbert, and Sadie had to move all of the supplies for the dress shop onto the third floor of the rooming house. The process took longer than usual because Pop, Uncle Barley, and Uncle Benny are in town on business. So it took them about 4 hours carrying all the delicate, fragile things from across the street into the house and up to the third floor. Back in the pantry, Lillian saw Big Ma's face in the doorway. Lillian headed toward the stairs so she could give them their privacy. Big Ma told Lillian to stop and stay there because she wanted a witness, because what she was about to say to Aunt Bess was not private. Big Ma respectfully told Aunt Bess that she was wrong and that she shouldn't have had all that stuff delivered without informing anybody. Big Ma brought Lillian and Aunt Bess in among the other women and advised Aunt Bess that she wouldn't be able to make any more business decisions for the dress shop. She let her know that no more money would be spent on the dress shop without talking to Big Daddy or letting Aunt Janie know. Having all those things delivered has caused quite a problem for the men, and it was not a wise business decision. Big Ma also told Aunt Bess that she wasn't angry with her, but she had to realize that her decisions affect the whole community. It's not just her. After Big Ma hugged Aunt Bess, Aunt Janie hugged her as well and told her if we're going to work together, we're going to have to work as a team. Aunt Bess apologized for being impulsive and said that she wouldn't do anything like that anymore. By lunchtime, Marguerite was in the kitchen with Isabel and Violet helping them clean up the lunch dishes. And when she heard the men outside, she looked out the window and saw Sadi. He was looking extra handsome this morning and very strong. By the end of the day, all of the supplies for the dress shop are tucked safely away on the third floor. Now the men can start the actual renovation. So I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next episode of Little Gretchen's Workshop. Bye-bye now, dolls.